ahead and hit the button then, baby. Hold up. A one great user minute, man. Madden royalty, one of the voices of competitive Madden. You know him, you love him. Panthers Club champion, one great user, man. Good morning to you, bro. Thank you so much for your time today, man. I know everyone's excited to have you in the channel today here.
Hey, man, Fan, I appreciate you having me on, man. And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We're going to have a good time.
Hell yeah, right, man. Truly my pleasure. So, bro, I don't know if you've caught like any wind of the Fen Talks. What I've been trying to do here is like we get to know and love all y'all, you know, big Madden, you know, call it what it is, all y'all Madden celebrities. We know you, you know, in one way as an entertainer, as a player, as a content creator. But you know, every once in a while, I think it's good to kind of go back over the path, like go back over your origin story, shit that you've lived through, experiences you've had that kind of like, you know, culminated into the dude that we know as the entertainer, as one great user. So that's like kind of like the
from the bottom. I like it. I like it.
You feel what I'm saying? Kind of start from the beginning. So I guess I mean let's do just that then, user. If you would be so kind, man, share with me where did you grow up and what was the family home like? Did you have siblings in the house? Was it mom and dad around? What was growing up like in the user household?
Yeah, well, we're gonna start off from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? My pops, he met my mom's up there, A&T. And, you know, I was in his sack, his scrotums, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm messing with you.
Swimming around in there, okay. Yep.
Yeah, swimming around in there. But nah, I grew up in Charlotte, and on the outskirts of Charlotte, I have one brother. He's older, like 3 years older than me. Even though, you know, you're supposed to have a brother and be close, you know, he was one of them douchebag brothers. He was always tough on me, like, hey, man, whatever, bro. You just going to have to fend and learn this, dude. You know, learn whatever you got to learn by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And, it's all right, though. I mean, we're closer now, but still, he was a douchebag growing up. I ain't even gonna lie. You know,
older brothers can be that way. I'm an older brother too. I feel like my brother would probably report the same thing. I'll be like, yeah, we're good now, but he was kind of a dickhead growing up.
Yeah, absolutely, right.
You know,
and so my brother, my dad, he worked all the time, man. He had multiple jobs, you know, from delivering pizzas, newspapers, trash, or whatever. What's up, man? See, I got 3 kids, so we're going to go ahead and break this origin off quick. I got 3 kids, and they can just pop up here anytime.
I love that. That's encouraging, bro.
Shot? Oh, you got a shot. Baby girl got a shot. Okay. What was it? It was no vaccine or nothing, was it? Okay. About to say, boy, they tried to sneak one in. All right.
No, not on my watch. Come on.
Yeah. Try to hit you with the J&J. Relax. I ain't get that approval. Hold on. Yeah. So, man, yeah, so, you know, my mom, she stayed at home, you know, she basically did like any other woman, promised that she was going to work and help out, but never did. And my dad had to put everything on his back, you know what I'm saying, like Captain Planet, you know what I'm saying? So he worked all the time. I barely saw my dad growing up, you know. I played football, went all the way to college with it. I say in high school, he came to one of my football games. It wasn't like, you know, he didn't live with us or nothing like that. He just really worked that much.
Was that busy,
and so,
right?
Yeah, he just really worked that much to try to, you know, and I appreciate it because, you know, him gave me a stepping stone to grow my business and the things I've learned from him. But, yeah, when it came to Madden, man, I'm not going to lie. I had no support. No support when it came to Madden. You know, video games was childish. It's a waste of time. I remember my wife that I'm with now, we used to fall out, you know. She'd tell my mom, hey, man, you know, your son's playing too much on the video game. My mom act crazy because she loved her. And she'd come up there and try to take my PlayStation, hide it up under the bed. I'm like, yo, y'all tripping, man. Y'all are really tripping.
Y'all can't do this to me anymore. I'm a grown-ass man. You can't do this anymore.
Yeah. So, like, you know, once I actually been with my girl since I was 16 in high school. Wow. You know, so yeah.
So y'all met in high school. You mentioned that you played football in high school. What positions you play?
Yeah. I played defensive end and outside linebacker.
All right, I'm not shocked about that. Were y'all competitive? Were you on like a good team?
Yeah. We went to the state and we went to state 2 times. So
Dope.
Lost both times. Then the year I graduated, they won it the next year. I said, ain't that something?
No, that's almost the exact same thing that happened to me, bro. I lost 2 state finals, got mobbed too. The first state finals I lost was 46-0 in Giant Stadium. That shit was hell. We thought we were bad stuff, man. 46-0. That was our second loss of the year. And then like year after I graduate, they go the whole thing. But then you got to play in college afterwards also, you mentioned?
Well, I went to college at A&T. And so I'm up there in like the first, you know how they send you to come up during the summer. And so we're doing the practice, and they gave me the good speech. Oh, you're going to have fun. You're going to love it and all that. So we do practice. And it was like maybe 2 weeks later, they said, all right, we switching to two-a-days. I was like, I don't even know what the hell two-a-days is. What is that, coach?
You said how many now? Well, excuse me?
Two-a-days. That's what they call it. Two-a-days. Two-a-days. They try to throw it in there quick and confuse you. Like, what is two-a-days? Practice twice a day. And so, you know, practice twice a day. That's when I say, you know, and at this time, I love playing Madden. I traveled and played Madden, and I made a good bit of money gambling from going to hood spot to hood spot to hood spot. Like, you guys now, you do not know how fortunate you are. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
so
I'm trying to hear a little bit about this. So y'all were making you were making a little bit of money off Madden, maybe some sketchy situations.
Oh, so it's extremely sketchy. My dad thought I was selling dope. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, bro, I'm playing video games. He's like, ain't no way. Ain't no way he playing video games making money.
This much money, dope. No shot.
Yeah, because like I was in college and I was never asking for money, you know. So and I was constantly lying. I ain't gonna lie, I was constantly lying. Like, where you at? Yeah, I'm in the room. I would not even be in North Carolina. I'll be somewhere in Chicago with Pretty Thug with the GDs. And at this time, I mean, at the what is it, the Disciples, whoever it is up, the GDs up there in Chicago. At this time, I don't know how they gonna lie to y'all. I was a kid, I played sports, so I really didn't know much about the gangs, but the people that I maneuvered with, they was in gangs. So I really didn't know that, you know how you like, when you're young, you think, yeah, everybody say they're gangster, everybody in the gang. Then you see the news like, yo, I was just with that guy. He on the run. This is crazy. No, I'm in the wrong places. You know what I'm saying?
I need to spend a little less time here. Do you remember like one particular like story or a house or like a situation you wound up in where you kind of had to look around like, this is not
well, man, I'm gonna tell you the real life changing situation, right? So
sure, yeah.
Like, I would say this is like my turning point because I used to really hang around people that I really shouldn't hang around. You know what I'm saying? And like it was good. You was getting Madden money, and all the Madden money, man, I got when it came fast, I blew it. You talking about strip clubs? As soon as I got 18, oh baby, I was in there. I was in there throwing it up. You know what I'm saying? So like I would win like, you know, 2,000 or 3,000 playing a Madden game, and then go straight to the strip club with the homies. And being there, just blowing the money. So
going out even quicker.
Correct. Buying all types of frivolous stuff. You remember them shoes, Baby Apes?
Of course.
Oh my God! Buying them ugly ass shoes with the Vizu jeans, with the Vizu jeans.
And the hoodie that went all the way up with the face on the other side of it. Them shits were like $400 plus, man. This shit was so expensive.
Yeah, and I was buying them off of Madden. Ridiculous.
Tough.
Ridiculous. So look, right. So many of y'all might know these cats. Manny Fresh Production. Manny, and y'all might know Sino. All right. So back in the day, this is before I knew Manny and Sino. I linked up with some dudes there. Actually, what's that crew that Big Meech is with? Whatever that is, I can't even remember. BMF.
Oh, right.
This was BMF, right? So when you're from North Carolina, you don't know about all these other gangs that are all across the states, like the GDs in Chicago, BMFs in Atlanta or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so, I met this guy Jay Good. I met him up here at my school A&T, and he said, "Hey man, I got some money games for you down in Atlanta." I was like, cool. At this time, I was one of just coldest in the world. Like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I was just cold, right?
You were winning, yeah.
So I went down to Atlanta, and that's where we played Pat-Man Jones. We beat Pat-Man Jones out of like about 40,000, We're in this huge house. These guys got the Louis bags, the money everywhere. And I'm like, oh, we just raking it in, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I know total, I had like 20,000. And between the rest of them, I think it was around about another 20,000. That's why I say we won about 40,000 total. I played the most. That's why I always listen. Always make sure you get your cut, people. Don't let them play you. It's a lot of people out there getting hustled out your paper.
Taking notes.
Number one thing. Listen, like Conor McGregor said, you know what I'm saying? hey, make sure you get paid. You feel me?
Facts.
Regardless. But look, so we beat Pat-Man Jones, you know, and we go. I remember leaving, and so it's this dude with his Jake Good. He's real cool, and then I met his homeboy. His homeboy's named Kurt. Now Kurt looked like Pastor Troy. He got the long beard. You know, if y'all ever seen Pastor Troy, he got the long beard. He got tats all over him. Right. He got BMF up on his neck. He got teardrops. I'm like, but to me, it was just like, just another brother, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so after we beat Pat-Man Jones, we go to Joe's Crab Shack in Atlanta, get some crab, and then we go to I think it was Magic City at the time. It was a strip club.
Because you got to spend some of this money now. You can't just sit on this all this money. You got to spend it, right?
Correct. We go to Magic City, and that was the first time, like the first and only time I'd ever met Jeezy, Young Jeezy. And this time, Young Jeezy wasn't like popping. You know what I'm saying? He was like getting a little buzz in Atlanta. Y'all remember when Young Jeezy first came out? He was with what's that little group he was with?
What year was this? Do you remember? You remember what year this was?
Oh man, I was 20 at the time, so this is almost 15 years ago. Is it Hood Boys? Yeah, whoever Jeezy was with at the time. Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
correct. Boys in the Hood, because remember he left them, right?
Good call.
Yeah, so we we go in there, and and there everybody's they all BMF'd up, and at the time they was like, they like, yo, that's Jeezy, he gonna be a tough rapper. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Where Jose, man? You know what I'm saying? Okay about all that, man. Yeah, what's up, bro? And we kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? So then after that, right, we get ready to head back to the hotel, and Kurt and Jay Good say, look, man, we got somebody else we can play and get some money. We was like, and they got a bag. We was like, all right, I'm down. So it's like maybe 1 in the morning. Mm-hmm. We go over to this spot, right? Another nice house. And that's where I meet Manny the first time in Sino. And so I play Manny the first game. And like, I just scraped Pat-Man. So I'm like, yo, I'm like, listen. And then I just blew a good bit at this strip club too. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think I put like maybe about 14,000 up under the seat in the car, because wherever you go, you always listen. You don't take your whole bag in there in case you get stuck up or robbed. Listen, y'all take notes. I'm dropping a lot of jewels for y'all, even though y'all probably would never be in this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully not. I'm still hearing the scratch pads in the chat, though. I'm still hearing the scratch. They're taking notes. I feel it.
So I put the 14,000 up under the seat, and I left my wallet and everything up under the seat in the car. And so we go in there, and I only take like 4,000 in there. So I play Manny the first game, and I beat Manny. And so then I'm thinking it's sweet. So I got a cousin named Mr. Magic City. He won a couple couple Madden challenges back in the day. Dallas, he won Players Bowl back in the day. So he was tough. You know what I'm saying? So I but I was always the toughest. You know what I'm saying? But after
Boog's
I beat Manny,
you right now. The Boog's just trying to slander your name right now.
Boogs is always slander. Boogs is always slander. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, Boogs, I'm not even going to speak on what happened last night, but we're going to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But look, yeah, so as y'all know, me and Boogs always be playing the game together. Yeah. But, so, man, after I beat Manny, right, and at this time, I don't know Manny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who he is. It's just, some black guy dread. So I play him, I beat him. And then I'm like, all right, Magic, you can go ahead and sweep up this next guy. The next guy is Sino. And which is most of the time, like when you're gambling, it's always smart to put your best player first. So I'm thinking, well, once I done scrape Manny, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Cuz should be able to knock off Sino, right? And we're playing skunk double, right? So, but I didn't skunk Manny, I just beat him. So I let my cousin play Magic City. And I'm just kind of walking like, all right, well, let me go outside and chill for a minute. I know this is light work. I ain't paying attention. And it's like this, and the place is crowded. Now, you got to understand, when you're playing for a lot of money, it's going to be a whole bunch of dudes there. There's probably about 15, 20 dudes there. And there was a dude, he was like kind of the bounce at the door of the house. He was probably about 6'7", close to 325. I mean, dude was a monster. You know what I'm saying? He was a monster. And he kept saying, when my cousin was playing, he kept looking at Kurt. He said, man, I know you from somewhere. I recognize you, man. Like, where do I know you from? And then Kurt was like, nah, you don't know. He was like, man, I swear, I just can't put my hand on it. And I'm like, you know, you're not really paying attention, but you're just kind of listening to conversations across the room. And you're always trying to, because we patted each other down, make sure nobody had straps and all that stuff, you know, because otherwise we wouldn't go in there, you know. Yeah. And so, because everybody had straps out in the car. So then Kurt, he says, yo, step outside. I go outside with Kurt. I'm like, what's up, man? He was like, hey, man, a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, we came in here and we robbed these boys, man. I had the bandana on. All he could see was my eyes. We had them tied up. We got them for about 15, 18K, man. That's why he keep looking at me. I'm just letting you know that. I'm like, oh, damn.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, close your eyes, motherfucker. Close your eyes. Don't look at them no more. Because they easily outnumber us. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
So, yeah, so we go back in and I look and my cousin is getting blowed out. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So now we had to pay double because he just got beat. And I'm like, yo, what happened? And he's like, you didn't see the game? I'm like, no, I didn't see the game. I wasn't paying attention. He was like, bro, that's why you got to watch the game. I'm like, man, come on, man. So anyway, I was like, yo, I'm about to pop this guy Sino, man. Let me get this money back. So I sit down and Sino is tough as hell. Yeah. I'm like, yo, who? You know, you sit there like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how in the world? I was fighting not to get skunked. I lost to him, but I didn't get skunked. I was literally fighting the whole game not to get skunked. I was like, Lord have mercy. Wow. And so they was like, you want to play some more? I was like, hell no. I was like, I've been traveling. I've been traveling and playing everybody. Ain't no way. I don't know what's going on with this cat. I'm good, you know? So we get ready to leave, right? We leave, we outside sitting like in front of the house. And Kurt says, hey man, let's go rob him. We got the straps and everything in the trunk. Let's go rob him. I'm like, nah, man, nah, I play Madden, man. I don't got, you know, I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. No, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And so Jay Good's like, yo, it's whatever, man. It's whatever. My cousin now, younger than me, I'm supposed to be like his mentor, his chaperone, right? He says, you know, it's whatever, man. I'm down. I'm like, what?
I'm sorry, what'd you say, bro? No.
What? I'm like, ho, bro. He said, and then so now it's like 3 against 1. And you know, they doing all that crazy talk. So look. Well, if you pussy then, you know what I'm saying, you could just sit outside. I'm like, well, listen, I'll be pussy then. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't gonna happen. Yeah. That ain't gonna happen. You feel me? So I'm like, they said, well, you can sit outside. I said, well, you know what? If y'all want to do that, I'll sit outside. And so, well, but this time we're already in the car driving when we're having this conversation, you know, and they're trying to convince me. And then finally in the car, I said, you know what? F it. Y'all want to do this? Y'all do it. They turn the car around, do a U-turn. As soon as they do a U-turn, thank God. Woo, we got pulled over. we got pulled over, right? Got pulled over. The cops come around and they say, yo, where y'all going? At this time, it's like 4 a.m. It's about 4:35 in the morning. He said, yo, where y'all going?
Never been happier to get lit up. Never been happier to get lit up in your life, I'm sure, bro.
So look, right? They asked me. I'm already pissed and frustrated, like, because he don't even know what we about to go do. And he comes by and he says, you know, what's your name? And then like, I'm like, user, man. Like, cause you know, everybody says user. And I'm like, oh, Brian, my bad. Cause we're talking. Mm-hmm. And he's like, where's your ID, son? And then I pat myself and I said, I don't know where my wallet is. And remember I told you before I went in there, I put all my stuff up under the seat. Yep. So he asked me to step out the car, and it's one of them cars, you know the seats where you pull the little lever and it slide back and forth like that, you know? Yep. And so as soon as I get out, the seat kind of slides back on a click, you know? And he sees all this cash in my wallet. And he says, oh, I know you're lying, da da da. And he looks at the back. He sees Kurt with the BMF, all the tattoos. He's just saying, "Oh, I know you're up to no good. I know who you are." Blah blah blah. And so I get out the car. He called other police to pull up. They take my cash, and they got me in the back of the police car. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, right? It was the first time I got arrested, right? I'm probably like 20 at the time, right?
Right.
And so I'm down here in Atlanta. And so I'm like, this dude take my cash. He put me in the back seat. At first, I was like, it's all right, cuz, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just come get me out of prison. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all right. So they put me in the back of the car, right? And I hear the other dude talking to him, the other police officer. And the crazy thing is, this is a wild story.
Yeah, it is.
Listen,
yeah, it is. It was the edge of my seat, bro. Yeah, it's a wild story.
Yeah, listen, the crazy thing is, it was a black cop that was doing this to me. The white cop showed up and was like, yo, why you doing this? And at this time, I had a ponytail. Like, I had long hair. I rocked the perm, y'all. So go ahead and say what y'all going to say. Yes, I did. I had long hair down to my
pictures of you with the perm?
Oh, yeah.
Or you kill them all?
Oh, yeah.
There are, yeah?
Yeah, they're on Facebook. You know what
I bet you Boogs got them. I'm going to hit up Boogs. I bet you Boogs got the good ones, bro. Yikes. Yeah. That's hell. Yes. That's hell.
So, I had my hair in a ponytail, right? And he was like, nah, I'm going to take this little slick motherfucker back, and he going to learn. The cop, and the white cop was like, yo, you ain't even got to do this, bro. Like, you don't even got to do him like that. He's like, nah, he going to learn. He going to learn today. He came up here lying, talking about he playing video games. He hanging around with gangsters and BMF, and they trying to play me, And so I'm sitting in the back of the car, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And then it set in. Yo, when that shit set in, like...
It's not good, bro.
Yeah, I'm in the back seat just losing it. Ain't no fucking way. oh God. Yo, and I'm like, then I'm thinking, I got a ponytail. What they doing trying to take my drugs? No. Yo, and I'm in there like, oh God. So now I'm in the back. I ain't gonna lie, tears coming down her face. I'm thinking of everything. I'm thinking about Boondocks. Oh yeah, I'm in there. Oh, so I'm like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing I'm
user had a ponytail too, man. Looking at this ponytail feeling totally different about it now.
Oh, absolutely, right. So they take me to jail, right? They check me in and all that stuff, and they said, well, look, you gotta change your clothes into the orange jumpsuit. I said, no, I ain't changing. I'm gonna be out of here soon. Like, yeah. I know my people is my money, and my cousin, my mom. We gonna be out of here. My mama on the way. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They said, well, look. You can't eat until you change your clothes, right? I said, okay. And so they gave me the clothes, and I was going to the showers. And I remember hearing somebody scream like, huh? Like it sounded like they was fighting. I was like, no, fuck it. I won't eat. I won't eat. So I don't know if they was fighting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounded like. And so, because, they was behind the shower wall, and I remember stopping right there in the hallway. I said, nah, man, I'm good, bro. I won't even eat, bro. Don't even worry about it. So
I got this ponytail in the perm, and I don't want to give nobody the wrong idea. I'm going to go ahead and not eat. I'm going to go ahead and skip this meal.
Correct. Like, I'm not about to go ahead in the showers and strip down with these dudes, man. Like, no way, you know what I'm saying? And so they put me in this cell, and it's like probably about maybe 10 dudes, about 10 dudes in there. And, they keep trying to talk to you. Yo, what's up, man? What's up, slick back? What's up, ponytail? And like, yo, I'm like, I ain't saying a word to nobody, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I got to get up out of here. And so I remember I went and laid up, like, it's a bench, right? Like where they got a bench where everybody's like sitting on both sides. And I just went and laid up under the bench, up under both sides on my back. I was like, ain't no way anything gonna happen to me up under here. It's gonna be hard to get me. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking about all this stuff in your head. Boondocks has really traumatized me, if y'all don't know.
I can tell,
yo, first thing I'm thinking about, is ain't no way, I can't let that go down. Ain't no way possible. That happened to you. There's no way you could bounce back. You feel me? So, man, I go to court, right? How you go to court and, they put the little chains and stuff on you. I'm like, damn, I got chains on my ankle. This is crazy. I go in and I don't see my moms. And I'm like, yo, ain't nobody here for me. I go back. You can see I just had a broken spirit, yo. I mean, I was saying all types of, I can't believe these motherfuckers ain't come to get me. This is crazy. I should have been out of here. I'm snapping. So, everything playing in your head. Like, yo, when I get out of here, it's fuck everybody.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's fuck Jay Good, Magic, Kurt, all them. Because I should have never even been in this situation,
this
right?
Dumbass situation here.
Absolutely. So then, like, the very next day, I go out and I see my mom there, and my mom's there with my girl. And so I just start smiling, like cheesing, like, cause now I know I'm out of here. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, you go in front of the judge, and then they gave me whatever. And then a couple hours later, I was out,
Mm-hmm.
And so, but that story, I remember when I got out, and this is crazy because we got out that night. We got a hotel room, and my mom stayed in Atlanta, and she was upset because like my dad, he was working, he didn't come down to get me. And so this was really like the turning point really in my life, because my mom and my dad got divorced, and she always threw this up in my dad's face. She said, "You wasn't there for me to get your son out of jail." I'm like, now you making it seem like this is my fault. Y'all broke up, but really, y'all had some wild shit going on anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's
but it's okay. I'll take that one. Then, not to mention, my girl, that's when we assumed that she got pregnant with my firstborn. You know what I'm saying? So, it was wild.
She was glad to see you. She was glad to get you out there, huh?
Yeah. So, my mom and my girl, they're slandering everybody I was with. My cousin, she's like, oh, for your cousin, he ain't no good. He a fuck boy because, he didn't ride with you and my cousin. So when I got locked up, he just left and drove straight home. But at that time, he was like 18. So you just got some people aren't matured yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So first thing he did, his dad told him to get in the car. So he took my car and drove back home. So my family was always upset at him. Well, my girl and my mom was always upset at him. Like, oh, he left you. Magic left you. He left you out to dry. Yeah. So, but I understood, why he left, because he shouldn't have been down there. We should have never been down there,
Mm-hmm.
And so I look at that situation. I remember I was so angry and so upset for the longest. It was like I just had something heavy on me, man. It was almost for like 6 months. I walked around mad, upset. Then I found out my girl was pregnant, and I'm like, it was a lot of darkness going on in that situation.
It's heavy.
And I remember, and then I think back, and what made me change everything is like, I remember I saw Manny at a tournament, and I saw him at a tournament probably about 6 months, 8 months later, and like he was cool as hell. And I met him with Mark, dog. And he was like, yeah, you remember that night we played? You beat me, but Sino beat you. And then I was like, bro, you don't even know that night. We was coming back to rob y'all ass, man. You know what I'm saying? And now, me and Manny and Cena are cool as hell. Manny come up here, play Madden games. Matter of fact, whenever y'all see we had them hood games on stream, that's Manny Fresh Promotions. He'd come through and say, that's what he call it, though. Manny Fresh Promotion. And he'd come up here and set up money games. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy, because you never know where the people you meet and how things could turn out. Manny ended up being, one of the straight up A1 guys I ever known. And, still play Madden with him, rock out with him to this day. And the dudes that I was, with, those BMF guys, who knows? I haven't spoke to them in years, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like that turning point, it was like I had to decide, like, and I looked at it was a blessing. Like, if I didn't get pulled over, who knows what would have happened?
That was going to be my next. That was going to be my next question. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Who knows?
If you didn't get lit up, if you didn't get lit up after that Yui, it might have been actually worse. So this might have been a blessing of a way for it to go. Correct.
And so from then, man, like and like the whole thing that happened down there, it got dropped. So it was like it never even happened. You know what I'm saying? And they did take my money. They told me all I came in with was with my wallet. And I said, yo, straight up lie. Took the 14 cash. So I was sick about that. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
Yeah. I tried to get them back on camera. I was like, yo, run the cameras back. They was like, no, we don't have no cameras. Look, this all you got, your wallet. You ain't had no cash. I'm like, bruh.
Crazy.
Yeah, but you know, that whole situation, it changed my life, you know what I'm saying? Because from that point on, I realized also, you know, you can't be around scummy people thinking about doing fuck shit, because you'll just go down a dark alley, dark hole. And before I know it, because even though I didn't want to do it the way I felt, even though I didn't want to do it, because I was going to let it slide, and I just said, you know, fuck it, y'all do what y'all want to do. I'll stay outside in the car. At the end of the day, it was still like I gave that approval, and I feel like that's why karma, you can say karma, energy, God, whatever, made me go down that road of, you know, going to getting locked up, going through all that stuff. And from there, I was like, you know what? I'm good. Anybody talking about fuckery, y'all keep it moving, man. I ain't got time. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of the big things. Yeah, that's one of the big things that was changing my life. And it still centers around Madden, you know what I'm saying? And how the relationships have grown and developed off of that.
That's wild that Madden has been like a common denominator in both, like from your gauge, like some of your darker times and this like really transformational experience. But now, of course, we know that that is not the end of the story. That's just the beginning of the story. So you're left after this, like after this transformational experience. You got your ride or die girl. You have who is pregnant now. You have a new lease on life, a new outlook on things. And you know, from what you're saying, things change there. So what were your next moves after you realized that I can't be running with these dudes anymore? Like, I'm not trying to put myself in these situations. Like, I would imagine maybe thinking forward to your family. Like, where's your head at that point? What was your next moves?
So I never really did the Madden Pro tournaments because I was always told by my older guy, he said, if you win these tournaments, they're going to put you on TV and all this type of stuff, and people know your name is, and you won't get as much money. Now, we made a whole, like Manny and those guys, these underground Madden players that you see that don't ever show up to tournaments and stuff, they make a whole lot of money because people are not afraid of them. Like, you can't ask Serious Mo. Before people know who Serious Mo was, when it was just Zach Lane made a whole lot more money because people didn't respect him, people didn't know him, and they bet him, and that's how it was. But once you actually win a tournament, go pro, people become scared of you, and they're like, oh no, he's really good, I'm not going to play him for money. So that was one of the reasons why I always did the hood circuit. And so I actually went to my first Madden challenge a year later. I went to Atlanta again, and I lost the house shoes. And I remember going back to the hotel room, and I was like, I don't know about y'all, when I care about something, I'm a very passionate, emotional person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't really show my emotion, but once I care about something, I'm gonna start crying if I really care about it. Like, you start talking about me and my wife,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's beautiful.
Yeah. So, man, I went to Atlanta, I lost the house shoes, and I was hurt. I was in the hotel room, and I was crying. Like, I done drove all the way down here and then lost to this dude. You know what I'm saying? And this was at the tournament for the Atlanta. And the very next one was Charlotte. And I said, I swear to God, I won't lose again. I won't. And I went to Charlotte, the Charlotte Madden Challenge, and I won that. I flooded everybody there. And I ended up winning the trip to go to Hawaii to play for the 100,000. And then from there, it's like I knew I was good, but I had to prove to myself I was good enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I lost in Atlanta, like, it wasn't, I took it as a learning lesson. Like, I know why I lost. I did this. I lost my train of focus. At the end of the day, I didn't give people the respect that I should have. I won't do that again. So at the next tournament, I was laser sharp focused. I ended up 21 and the dude in the ship. And going to win that, go to Hawaii, and I had to play house shoes again. And, you know, all this stuff, that's when you start meeting, making connections, making relationships. And over the years, you start winning, going to these tournaments from, you know, when we went to Turks and Caicos and all these other tournaments, man, majors, and traveling from city to city, you make connections. And that's how I met RG, Chow, Neff. We used to go from city to city, hotel to hotel, and all of us be in a hotel room together, you know. And one day, somebody's on the bed, the other two guys on the couch on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Like, so when I tell you, like, RG and Chow, those guys are my brothers. We have years and years of bonds together, of stories from when we was in Dallas. I mean, I could go on for days, you know what I'm saying? But that was the major turning point and how things developed from there, I took it as, just play the game, be a professional about it, and see what happens from it. And a whole lot of blessings have happened from it. And because I love the game, I kept playing even when Madden had its downtime. Like, it was a period. It was like it was a period where we didn't have any tournaments. Right. Where they canceled. There was no Madden challenges, and then they came back with the MCS right before Madden 17. That time period, I look at it like, man, they really could cancel all this stuff and bring it and not have it at all. And that's why some people say, well, why don't you go so hard on it? I'm like, bro, I remember when they just shut shit down and said, fuck it. No, we don't have to do this. Right. And me personally, Madden has always kept me out of trouble. It has always kept me out the streets. It's always kept me, like, when I didn't play football, I needed something to keep my attention. I needed something to keep me from, just doing bonehead shit. And that's what Madden and that's what Madden did. So that's why I love Madden. I really love the community and all that stuff. And that's why when guys like me and you've never spoke before, when you was like, yo, I want to have you on, like you wrote me a whole fucking story, and I was like, bro, yo, you were just like, down there. I was like, yo, bro. I was like, yo, don't ever write me no essay, bro. I'm like, yo, you good. I'm like, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? It's not even that serious, like, because at the end of the day, I want to see the community grow, and I love to see people passionate, like, no matter what you're doing, and I'm going to constantly be supporting people. It's not about, like, people say, okay, they think because you may be stepping up or getting more exposure or something, you change. Nah, that shit will never be. I'm gonna still always be the same one. Now, I might not be as wild, cussing and all that when we get on TV, because hell, at the end of the day, y'all know sometimes you gotta button it up. You know what I'm saying? It's different places for you to be relaxed and comfortable. And I will always be one of those guys trying to help push the community forward, because I know how much Madden has done and how it's changed my life, from as far as the relationships, as far as, work and business moves, and where it could have been. And so I'm definitely appreciative for it. So when I see that, I try my best to give back to the guys, whether it be doing shows like this or teaching them or telling them about how they can become a pro and stuff like that,
I mean, even just you being on the show right now is evidence enough of that, and that's exactly how it went too. Because like on my end, it's like, this is one of the the higher profile Madden personalities on every broadcast. So like, on my end is like a smaller guy trying to build my brand, build my audience. I'm like, put it all out for him, like, long messages, like couple little paragraph breaks, and I think the response was like, yeah, I'm not reading all that, but yeah, bro, I'm in. Like, let's set something up. Let's get it going. So as you're transitioning then from kind of like Madden as you were playing it into Madden in these like official settings and like sanctioned tournaments, and the setting is a little bit different. Did you have to change or adjust things about you as a competitor? Do you think, the games that you used to play in these kind of sketchier situations actually set you up better to be prepared for the pressure that you would face on some of these bigger stages later? Did you take any of that old stuff with you?
Absolutely. So like, it's so many stories that I have, man. I remember playing in places where at times we was playing on this TV, right? Y'all remember them old TVs that was inside, those old wooden TVs that like this TV inside of a furniture. Yeah. The TV was actually, yes. So, and then they had a TV on top of that. All right. So it was the old tube television inside of the wooden furniture, and they had a TV on top of that. And they had like bricks of white stuff beside it. Oh, at this time, I had no clue what the bricks of white stuff was. Because understand, I don't move in that circle. Sure. When you don't move in that circle, you don't know. And then, a couple years later, I'm watching like The Wire and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God.
I know what that was now. And they left it on top of the TV, bro?
Yeah, they had them like stacked beside. I'm like, yo, those were keys. Those were bricks. If the cops would have came in, I would have had life. Life.
That's some
playing
shit,
on
bro.
the job.
Goodness.
And I remember because there was some Haitians that we were playing, and that's what I mean by I've been in a whole bunch of sketchy situations, and so, but those situations, and being around, Players Bowl, all that type of stuff. It's a whole different atmosphere. So when you hear your mama saying and all these other guys saying, listen, the way it was back then, it's a whole different atmosphere. We used to play and people literally be having their hands on your shoulder. You be like, yo, get the fuck off me, bro. I'm trying to play the game.
Word.
People hollering all in your ear. You know what I'm saying? It was out of control when you think about it. Like, some people wear it as a badge, like, oh man, I went through that. When I think about it, it's kind of wild. It's really kind of wild. You know what I'm saying?
Super wild, bro. What
It's
the hell?
Super wild. You know what I'm saying?
Goodness.
And so, man, but being in those pressure situations, having people like Sherm Sticky hollering, jumping all up in your face. They got clips of how he was talking crazy to books. This is something it was just the norm. You know what I'm saying? It was the norm. And like, that's why the Madden community is a different element, different beast compared to other games like League of Legends or DDA or all that other stuff, Dungeons and Dragons or Call of Duty. We have a certain grimy history where we come from of competitiveness, and so it's like when we lose, we don't stay to support the other person. You know what I'm saying? We're like, yo, we out of here. Fuck them. I lost. Don't ask me to do no interview. You've lost your mind. You know what I'm saying?
It became tradition for the dudes that lost to just shut the camera down. You don't get to hear from them for the rest of the broadcast.
Correct. So we have a whole different energy about us. And so those moments that I've been through, and playing on a big stage, going to Hawaii and all that type of stuff, and playing, at other events. Remember, they used to have all types of events, Best Buy events and Virgin Mobile events. I remember we had the huge T-Mobile event down there and up there in New York, and that's where a Boog sorry ass got popped at. You know what I'm saying? He should have never. He beat Magic. He should have never won. But anyway, all those things built me to where, like, being in front of the lights, being, talking and none of that stuff, it doesn't bother me at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like I had to change and say, oh man, the lights is on. Let's let's act it up or whatever. It's like, yo, this is just me, whether we're here with the lights on or not. And really, I've never had any broadcasting, schooling, or none of that. When I played at these tournaments, the same way y'all saw when I was playing at the Panthers Club, just talking. That's what I did because I'm so used to people talking shit to me when I'm playing the game. I'm so used to people being up to my face. So a lot of times you have to be either talking to yourself where you don't hear them, or you're just talking back and forth with them. So I remember my guy Armando. Armando is the guy who got me into broadcasting and commentating. He said, he saw me play at the tournament. He's like, yo, you can really play, and you got the gift of gab of talking shit. And I'm like, well, hell, the way we play, you got to, you know what I'm saying?
Survival instinct at that point.
Yeah, survival instincts. And so he gave me my first shot at commentating, and then that was in Atlantic City with my guy, Big Grocery. Honestly, I've been blessed because so many people have really helped carry me through these broadcasts. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, it's not even, like I said, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just up there talking about Madden and having fun, but you see the other professional guys and, like a Nick Mazesco, like a Scott Cole, these guys, they're actually play-by-play full broadcasters, and man, I be looking like, yo, you just carrying me and you're saving me, because at the end of the day, I've never went to the school or any of that stuff to actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a professional broadcaster. I'm just up there having fun talking about the game. And Armando was the first guy. He gave me a shout out in Atlantic City, and that's when I tried with Grocery. And to this day, I always feel like Big Grocery was somebody that should have got a shot. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, I was like, hey, man, look at my boy Big Grocery. I literally say, hey, I think Big Grocery's better than me. Give him a shot. You know what I'm saying? And because, and so, unfortunately, at the time, he still hadn't, hit me. We done stuff together when we was out there in Vegas and stuff like that. But all those stepping stones, Armando first got me in the game, and then from there, I remember. Boy, I got another story, but we ain't got time.
We got time. As much as you got, bro, I'm with it. This is the most important thing I had to do today was sit here and chat with you. And you're doing my job for it. I'm just sitting here like, holy shit, bro, this is fucking dope. I didn't have to ask you about the broadcast question. You steering the thing. You're an expert. You're a legend. Go, man. Keep talking.
Yeah. So, man, we did all the broadcasts. Y'all remember when they had the Madden challenge? It might have been 18, 19. I can't remember exactly. Mm-hmm. This is when Skimbo always says I was talking shit about him and I got on his list. I
remember this. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we did. That was the first like official EA broadcast that me and Grocery did, and it was me, Grocery, and Scott Cole.
Okay.
And so as far as like y'all saw it, it was regular, but behind the scenes it was a shit show. But to me, since I was new, I was like, I don't see what the problem is. Everything looks fine to me, but producers are cussing going off. People are upset. Scott's like, I'm done with this shit. What I'm saying? Yeah, me and Grocery like, yo, what's going on?
That seems so bad to me.
Yeah, and so this is when I started to learn more about the business and how people are. Like, it's dead serious. Like, people can literally smile on your face and say, "Oh yeah, man, like, we good, you good." You know what I'm saying? And so I remember, at that time, I'm not gonna say his name, but anyway, it was a person from I ain't gonna say it at the place. Y'all know who. Listen, put the words together. You know what I'm saying? Put them together. Y'all sharp. You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to have plausible deniability. You feel me?
You do.
But anyway, yeah, y'all put them together. You know what I'm saying?
There's gonna be tens and tens of people who watch us on YouTube, bro. So you better be careful, okay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I remember after the event, they was like, yo, we're not using that company anymore. But at the end of the day, we saw you and we would love to have you come, do some events for us. I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I remember telling my wife, like, hey, I'm going to get to work with so-and-so, and they never called.
Damn.
They never called for like 2 years later. They never called,
Wow.
And it was so funny, so wild because I remember, like I told you, I've always loved Madden and I've always tried to pursue it. And so I'm one of those people, like, when something doesn't go right, I don't get upset and say, oh man, it's over. I get mad. I'm like, all right, fuck you. I'm going to work even harder to show you made a mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So I remember EA had a job down there that they was doing. It was like, they had a job opening and RG called and he was like, hey, apply for this. You should be able to get it. We got plenty of people here, So I applied for the job and it was down to me and two candidates and they had me flying. And at this time we were still broadcasting in Vegas doing, what was it? Millennial Esports. Y'all remember we was doing those tournaments in Vegas? And so we was flying back and forth I would go from Charlotte to Vegas, from Vegas to Orlando or Orlando to Charlotte, like just somewhere those 3 rotations.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And so we did that for almost like 2 months. Right. And I'm like talking to Donnie, and Donnie's like, yeah, man, you could get a house over here. Like, he's almost making me feel like it's show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going through the building. I done brought my kids down here. We done did the tour of the EA studios. My kids jumping in the ball pit like, oh, we gonna be in Florida. I'm like, oh, this gonna be all right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be over here with G and Chow and all that. It's gonna be cool. And so I just, felt like for sure that I was going to get the job, but they told me it was down to me and this other candidate. And so I didn't get the job, right? So, I was extremely pissed. Mm-hmm. I was like, you motherfuckers, man. I was like, you had me come down there. I done got so happy. I'm like, I cannot believe this. You know what I'm saying? I cannot believe it. And I was hurt because, I love Madden and I wanted to work with EA. Even though I've never worked with a Fortune 500 company before. I've never really worked for anybody before. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always worked for my pops or myself. So, in that time, I didn't get the gig. And then I started back doing. I was still doing the broadcasting with Millennial, and so we was doing other stuff. And then it was like a period where nothing happened for like a year and a half, 2 years, and that's when I said, well, it's all dead. They fired their company. They never gave me a call. They cut that job off. Well, I'm gonna play John. And I'm gonna be tough as hell, and I'm gonna dig in their pockets that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna dig in their pockets that way. So I won the Panthers Club, and when I won the Panthers Club, I remember walking out of the studio in Redwood, California, and Drew Orheimer, man, blessings to him. That's my guy. Uncle Drew, what up? You know what I'm saying? Uncle Drew came out. He said, you ever thought about like doing commentating and casting? And I was like,
funny you say that. I've been thinking about
funny
it a little
you
bit
say
last
it.
fucking 2 years. Yeah.
He said, well, look, I'm gonna give you a call, and I'm like, okay, sure. You know what I'm saying? And so, then I remember like a month went by, and RG said, I've been trying to tell these fuckers about you for years. You know what I'm saying? He's like, but no one wants to give you a chance, right? So I remember we was in the hotel. We was in the airport. Where were we at, babe? We was in the airport. We was in the airport coming from Orlando or something like that. And Drew called, and I remember I was just so excited. He was like, yo, I'm gonna give you a chance to come on, and therefore I came on, and that's why he gave me a chance when I came on. I tried to do the best I could, and every time I do any show, any broadcast, in my eyes, I always do the best I can, because what happened to me, I feel like, hell, you can be here today and fired tomorrow. So at the end of the day, give it your best. No matter whether you're playing the game, whether you're commentating, whatever you're doing, give it your best. Because at the end of the day, if you do get your ass fired like I did, you won't have no regrets. You know what I'm saying?
I did what I could.
Hey, I did the best I could. They just said I wasn't good enough. Hey, keep it moving.
Yeah.
And that's why, y'all see me coming in with so much energy and so much hype. Not only do I love it, but I always think about like Biggie verse, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do my first like it's my last, and my last like it's my first, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to go in and give everything you got, and leave it all on the table and see where it goes from there.
And it seems like you keep getting better at what you're doing. Have you had to make any adjustments? Are you preparing any differently for broadcast? I imagine you probably feel much more confident now than you did when you started, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like, cause when I first started, I didn't realize like they just wanted me to be me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's a lot of times the best thing that you do is when you are just you. It's fucking hilarious, bro. Yeah. Correct.
So when I first started, I felt like, nah, they don't want me to be me. They want me to be, more like Nick Mazesko or Scott Cole. They don't want me to be me. They was like, no, listen, we want you to be you. Like, listen, we want you. And so once I got comfortable and realized, like, yo, they really want me to be me. This is crazy. So then I just fucking embrace it. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
I can handle that.
Yeah, I can handle that. So yeah.
So I mean,
I watch.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I mean, I watch Stephen A. Smith a lot because I try to see how how he doesn't really bring the energy like he used to back in the day. But at the end of the day, I still watch how he how you can still learn to talk better and learn to broadcast better, how to put emphasis on the word without actually being louder and stuff. So that is definitely me still trying to work on the craft and become better, not just saying, hey, fuck it, it's just me,
That's a beautiful thing, bro. So I mean, from your vantage point, you've been in all sorts of different types of Madden communities, and you've seen kind of like the overall community develop into what it is today. Like, what have you noticed about the trend of the game? Are you excited for the things that are happening in the community around it? Are you worried at all about anything? Like, you feel pretty optimistic about like the direction of game and the community and what's happening?
I'm not gonna lie. A couple of years ago, I thought it was about to be shut down, like just in a dark hole, Right. And the thing about it is, like, it's one thing when you have when you have the community not really supporting like the way it should be, you know what I'm saying? And then you also have the product not actually being the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? When you have two bad combinations, I feel like they're destined for failure. But if at least one gets on track, then the other one has a chance to get on track. You understand?
Yeah.
And so honestly, what's crazy in the past year, it seems like both have gotten on track because the players in the community, you know, we're starting to try to do more. Like, for instance, look at you. You know what I'm saying? You made partner. You're up here. You're doing these shows. You're trying to get people like back. We're getting a lot of content creators that are trying to support, that are trying to just find their own lane and supporting without just being, you know, a guy that just on the Twitter and just bashing. Because I mean, if you want to just bash and tear shit down, hell, you can do that all day. You know what I'm saying? But when it's not there because you've complained so much about it, instead of trying to actually figure a way to, you know, better the product or voice your opinions, and you know, it's you got to give constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? Some people just say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Some people just want to talk trash.
Right.
And so I see the community changing. I see, you know, we're doing these group talks on Twitch, Twitter, you know, from the what's the app they use? Whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying? When you hop in the room, and everybody's talking, and you see everybody's doing TikToks now. Everyone's trying to keep pushing their content out, you know. And then I look on what the side of EA Sports is doing this year. You know, it's a lot of things that behind the scenes that you see, like, y'all gonna get some good news, and I can't say shit, but at the end of the day, y'all gonna get some good news. I feel like is gonna actually help propel the MCS sport into an actual official esports. And when you see things like people in power making major changes to try to grow the sport, that's good on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I feel like we're in good hands, and all it's going to take now is just time to build, time for everyone to keep working. Everyone just keep being patient and dedicated, and you never know how far, you know, the MCS and Madden platform can grow.
Yeah, I think it's dope to hear hear from a guy like you, because, you know, like we said, part of the appeal of seeing you live is that you see what you get what you see. Like, you just are user, and even in just the short time that we've been talking to each other, I can already see that. So to hear that you're excited about the direction and some of the things that we have coming up is dope. You mentioned before that kind of the community, because we're so invested in the game, and you know, your story is a great example of how Madden can kind of like permeate your life and, like, you know, become a big part of your life top to bottom. But it also leads to people just being mean. Hey there, princess. Just leads to people being mean sometimes to the individuals. And like, I've asked people how they feel about it, like, you know, Clint getting the business or Kralo or whatnot. Do you get any of this, like, kind of unfair online treatment at all, or do you think you get it probably a little less than Clint? Do you get lumped up a little bit?
I mean, I get it, but I don't get it as much as like Clint or what's Kralo. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Yeah. The funny thing is, like, I remember somebody tweeted at me and they was like, yo, something about my game. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And I saw it, right? And like, my first reaction was I laughed like, yo, dude's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, crazy. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And I remember walking away, and about 5 minutes later, I was at the kitchen counter. I was like, no, fuck that. You don't talk to me like that. You know, I typed up a whole page, and my wife was like, what are you doing? And I was like, you know, dude's coming at me, and I don't have shit to do with this. Yeah. I'm like, all I do is literally, you know, get up there and talk about the game. What is he coming at me for? And then she was like, delete that, get off your phone. I was like, you're right. So, you know, and the point is, you know, I had to learn, you know, not to respond and give people the energy, because at the end of the day, like, be honest, they just want somebody to lash back at. You know what I'm saying? Right. And, you know, I don't have the time or energy to even engage with stuff like that isn't going to help propel me to being a better person, or, just taking it a step forward. So why would I even engage with that type of activity? So whenever y'all see stuff and y'all like, you ain't responding, it's no reason to respond. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if y'all think I got control of the game and I'm a dev and all that shit, you're crazy as hell.
Right?
You're crazy as hell.
I don't know what card's coming out. I can't help you.
I just got hired. I just got hired and can be fired. You know what I'm saying? So look, but I don't have any control of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just strictly on the broadcast. And do I know those guys and those people that do that? Yeah, cool. Am I cool with those guys? Yeah, but I would never, I don't come up to your job trying to tell you how to do your job. So I don't feel like that's my place. You know what I'm saying? Right. I feel like I take the form whenever I'm asked. I say, hey, these are what, the Madden community is saying, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people that actually voice their opinion, the top guys, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know who they are. They have the connections to actually contact people like Clint or whoever to actually voice their opinion. But, it's social media days. You know what I'm saying? It's more about getting it, getting the likes and all that stuff. So that's cool. But at the end of the day, I got 3 kids. I don't really have time to engage with it. And I'm not saying don't have your criticism, because Lord knows you need it. You got to critique the game. You got to say, hey, this is broken. This is a bug. This shouldn't be here. This, and that. But it's a difference between constructive criticism and just bashing. Like if you had a child or you was dealing with your mom or somebody you actually care about, you wouldn't just say, hey, yo, mom, that meatloaf was ass straight up.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, mom, the meatloaf's kind of dry. I need you to
a little extra salt next time, maybe.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't cook it so long. Make sure you put plenty of ketchup on the top when you got that thing baking in the oven. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
it's a difference of how you approach. But I don't knock the people of however they take it, because sometimes you do have to kind of wild out on people sometimes. And I feel like, it's a combination of both that has the growth there, where we're going to see the growth this year, because people voicing their opinions, the franchise community went nuts.
No, it's crazy.
They went nuts. They went ape shit.
Yeah.
And they got stuff done.
They did.
So that's why I say I can't knock them. And so it's just like you got to choose which way you're going to go. You know what I'm saying? And if you get results, you get results.
And it's tricky because it's like you hate to think that like they could be like, the thing was really like malicious for a second. Like they bombed the critic scores, so everyone's like, oh, look how bad Madden is. It's rated 0.5 out of 10, where it's like the same 20 franchise guys just voting the bejesus out of it. So I think it's all like you're saying, it's all about delivery. I think as the consumer, we have the right to expect a great game, and if we're going to put time and money into the product, like you can think and feel how you think and feel about the thing. But like you're saying, it's about your delivery and how are you conveying that message that you think X, Y, and Z could be better, and are you saying the ways it could be better, or are you saying the ways that it's trash right now? You know what I mean?
Correct. Absolutely, man.
I think it's great advice, bro, also to, to take less stock in opinions online. Kind of like as we turn the corner here, I'm sure you got a busy day today, bro, and you've spent so much time with us already. We just ticked over an hour. So kind of, as we turn the corner here to start to wrap it up, I think that was great advice. I'm curious whether, from your point in your career, have any advice for somebody building a channel or a community or a following that's going to have a home base in Madden, as to whether, maybe things that they should prioritize or values that they should hold most dear, from your gauge. How could you be successful starting off in a Madden community?
I said the first thing, you got to be realistic with yourself. Do you love the game that you're playing? Whether it's Madden, whether it's Smash Bros, whatever it is. Now, if you're realistic with yourself, like, look, you're going to play this game regardless because you love it, and this is one thing that you enjoy. Now that you've established that, actually look at the ceilings of the game and where it's at. People always say, how can I get people to, how do we get users big as Ninja? Like, I don't understand. I said, well, first off, Fortnite is an international game and has 150 million users.
Yep.
Madden isn't. You know what I'm saying? Madden has like 10, 15 million user, and it's a domestic game, meaning that it's American football. You know what I'm saying? And FIFA is bigger than American football.
It's international,
you know
what you're saying? Yeah.
Correct. So it's like, once you know that, it's like, all right, so don't sit there and try to compare yourself like, oh, I'm gonna be in the ninja realm and I'm gonna be, and Gary Vee says it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be satisfied of making, you know, 100,000 a year and being happy, and then making 200,000 and not being happy. So meaning you can play Fortnite and become big, but all right, is that a game you enjoy, or do you enjoy playing Madden? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I'm not saying that you can't grow and get there, but you got to understand where you're at. And a lot of time people compare themselves to other platforms that are not even comparable. Like, you know, Nick Mertz and Tim the Tat Man and all that type of stuff. It's like, look, bro, they're international, bro. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And they said, well, look at your numbers. Look at the Madden numbers. Well, Madden is a domestic game, you know, and so yeah. So I mean, if it goes international, then you will grow. The point is, as long as you have a realistic level and ceiling in your head, you won't get down on yourself. Because a lot of time we as people, we be our hardest critic. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not getting enough subs. Look at so-and-so. He got so many subs. Oh, man. And I look how many views I got. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I started and there was one person in the chat. And this dude typed in the chat. And I'll never forget this. When I first started streaming, he typed in the chat. He said, turn your shit off. Nobody want to see your old ass.
God damn. What
and the crazy shit. And like, there was nothing in the chat. There was no words. No nothing. And I remember it sat there for about 5 minutes. To finally I got up the keyboard. I didn't know how to hit delete. So I just kept smashing K. So until it would get off the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't want to look at that.
Yeah. But the point is, you know, what if I given up with, you know, and just stopped because of that person and I was only one viewer? Now you can say, look where it is, by being dedicated and keep pushing. So a lot of people, they want instant success. They want instant views. They want to instantly have 1,000 subs. They want to instantly be able to turn on their stream and there's 100 people waiting before they turn their beam on. But it don't work like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to be patient. You know what I'm saying? You got to be patient and be dedicated. If you love it, be dedicated to it. And it's just like, you know, working out and having a great body and shape. You just don't get that overnight. If you don't take care of your body, don't work out, don't eat right, you'll lose it. Yeah. And if you work out and eat right, you'll constantly be perfecting your body. So it's the same way with everything. Patient, dedication, and just keep sticking to it. Reach out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like Finland. Reach out. Now, I might not be able to do stuff all the time because, like I said, I got 3 kids and married. And I'm trying to, you know, get stuff done. But if I'm able to do it, of course. Like, I did stuff with, who is it? Smee45. Like, I have no problem. You know, make sure you connect with the right people to give you the right energy of where you're trying to be. If somebody's being a douchebag because they feel like they're biggest ninja and all that already, say, hey, man, you got it, man. Congratulations. Don't waste your time arguing, going back and forth with them. Move on to the next person. Don't be afraid to reach out and connect, because all it is connection, and keep moving forward. You never know where you look up down the road. Finn could be signed up to 100 Thieves, and I'm like, yo, Finn, you know what up?
Hey, come on, you round 2, interview 2.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I always feel, you know, you never belittle people or never turn your back on, because you never know who you may need moving forward. So make sure you find the right people, stay dedicated in there, and you'll eventually achieve the goal that you want. But while you're doing it, remember the first thing I said, you'll love what you're doing, because that's what you want to do anyway.
True indeed. I think it bodes well for the success of Madden in particular when guys like you who are leading from the front have that outlook that you're willing to do an interview with me and Smee, and you're ready to tap back into, you know, the people who are trying to build up and hold up the community that you helped to establish in the first place. So now, like, as looking ahead to Madden 22, what can we expect from you personally, bro? Where can we find your content? Is it going to be kind of just official broadcasts? Like, we can catch you on ESPN? Will you be doing any streaming, YouTube? Like, are you doing the? I mean, I know we're a little old for TikTok. I'm out there looking fucking stupid, bro. But I'm on the TikToks. I got the TikToks and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's tough.
Some TikTok scenes I gotta put together.
I ain't gonna lie, users TikToks. So where can we find you over there? Where can we intake user content over the next months, weeks and months?
We got a lot of things in the work, man. Y'all know, so we still got level next stuff. A lot of stuff that I can't announce. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
But y'all will see.
Nice.
We're working. You know, EA is always going to have their broadcast where the stuff goes on the NFL.
Yep.
You know, whether it's ESPN or NFL Network. You know, EA Sports YouTube page. You know, I need to get back on my YouTube, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's a whole lot of stuff, whole lot more content. That's why I've really been trying to enjoy this off season, because I know how much work I got coming up. So it's like, enjoy it. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico. Me and my wife, we get have our little vacation for a week. Beautiful. Hopefully, because we did COVID testing yesterday. We fly out Sunday.
Nice.
And so hopefully they come back and say, you're good to go. And we can go out there, have a good time. And then when I come back, man, I'm locked in on the John Madden 22. You already know. I'm just excited as y'all are to suit up on it. You know, you can follow me at OneGreatUser on everything. You already know. There go my guy, Face 187, man. You already know. Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. Hit the follow, man.
Guys,
you know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
Hell yeah,
right, follow, man. All the information will be there, man. I'll post it.
Yeah, we'll put everything in the video description here too, man. User, bro, what an absolute legend, spending over an hour with the guy that you just met this morning, bro. It was a pleasure, and I keep saying this is becoming a little bit repetitive, but today was just like another one of those instances when like meeting the dude is every bit of what like you hoped and thought it would be. You know what I mean? Like you get to one idea of an entertainer just from taking in their content, and you know you hope they're as nice and you know friendly and personable as you think they might be. And you were every bit of that, bro. It was a pleasure and an honor. Is there anything that we didn't touch on or go over yet, or any parting words that you'd like to leave the congregation with here, brother?
Hey, man, we touched on everything, man. Make sure y'all support my guy Finn right here, man, on everything he's doing. Support everybody, man. Give him a follow. Hit him with the subs, man. Hey, I appreciate him having me on this platform, the whole nine. And Madden 22, y'all know what it is, man. We get locked in. It's going to be a great year.
A big year ahead, man. Thank you to you. Thank you to the missus and the kids for letting us steal pops for a little over an hour here, you know, in the middle of Thursday. User, man, you're an absolute legend. Keep leading from the front. Everyone's paying attention. Everyone's following you. This was a hilarious interview. I love that you gave us some of those background stories, man. Hopefully we'll be able to do it again. I can't wait to see what you do in Madden 22, bro. It was an honor, User. Thank you so much for your time, bro.
I definitely appreciate it, man. Y'all guys take care. I'll catch y'all later.
No doubt, User. Peace, man.